What's poppin', YouTubers? So I'm freeloading off of my sister and my two beautiful nieces. I decided to just strong on myself in their house in Norfolk, Virginia. Me and Isaiah. Today's Michelle's birthday, so please everybody wish my daughter, my oldest child, a happy birthday. And obviously you guys know who that little turd is. You see how grown he got now. He act like he tough, like because he tall and handsome and slim and graduated high school, about to start college. We already paid for two of his two. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going. It's none of y'all. Anyway, this video is supposed to be about my road to Toy Federation, not my tour or my road to my personal life.
Okay, where do you want me to put this?
No, just give it to me. I'm about
There's
to
a charger right here, dude.
Yeah, but can you reach the thing around?
No, it won't work.
Yeah, just put it right there. That's cool. So yeah, you guys, and I'll show you my gut niece over there eating. Look at her, look at her, look at her.
Okay, we'll be starting.
And for y'all out there who think y'all tough, this girl is
I am tough.
a national woman wrestling champion. So don't sleep on her.
Hmm?
Nah, I'm telling them how good you are at wrestling.
National?
Oh, there she go, national. She all bragging and shit, bragging like she tough, like she built like that. And look at that crazy ass Dr. Evil cat. I am evil, Dr. Evil. I will get you, Austin Powers. Look at that. Looks like a damn rat. It's a cool cat though. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, but this is my sister's beautiful home. She purchased. I'm very proud of always mentioning my family because, not only did I help raise my youngest sister, but she's a naval, vet, and it's just good to be surrounded by family, especially if you don't have to go into a hotel or motel. But anyway, on the way driving down here, I got a phone call from Travis, and I was told that unfortunately Ryan's camera guy, the guy who does all the editing and stuff for the videos, have some prior engagements today and tomorrow. So they wanted to know if I can do it for Monday. So, it's just the proper thing to do because, Ryan did take, he did take what I was selling very seriously. And he wanted the stuff. Me, him, and his boy Tony did deals with each other down in Joe Fest last year of 2025. It was a very smooth transaction with both of us. To the point that neither of them could say no. I gave very good offers. Well, very good. Yeah, I gave a good offer when I wanted for the stuff. They thought it was way more than fair. They were happy with it. I was happy with it. Everybody was cool. Even fam, Eric and Alex, we were down there. We were talking with Ryan. So I'm probably going to try to bring up as much Toy Federation t-shirts as possible for them. But my plan was to get down here. Well, technically my plan was to be going home today, which means that I wanted to do the deal by Friday, but it was too close. This is something that we were trying to work out between Monday and Tuesday. And just out of pure respect and I don't even know, just out of pure admiration, I guess. Ryan was like, you know what, fuck it, we'll try to make it happy. I'm in New Jersey. I'm like what 4 states away. Technically, I'm 12 hours from them. Unfortunately, because as many times I watch their videos, don't ask me why I keep thinking they're in North Carolina. When I think of Carolinas, I'm biased. I just automatically think of North because my mother's side of the family are from the Carolinas, North Carolina. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from my sister because, she's in, the Chesapeake Bay area is part of Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News, Chesapeake, and Virginia Beach. Those areas are like South Virginia, those are Navy towns and stuff like that. But they're closer going to Florida or, basically you get to that, that's the last of it before, heading to the Carolinas. And I do remember fam Eric saying, dude, I think they're in South Carolina. And I just automatically like dismissed them. Like, no. It's not South Carolina. It's North Carolina. And I was only hoping that and thinking that because I'm like, okay, well, South Carolina obviously is more south and it's further. Unfortunately, it's not what you think. It's what you got to know. And I found out today, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. They're freaking in what? He's in South Carolina. So because of that, it was just meant for us to go down there for Monday. And again, Ryan didn't have to do the deal with me at all. He didn't even have to say, okay, he could have easily said, no, give me more time because he has a million and one things going on. He's got maybe minimum 2 to 5 to 6 people at his shop before they even open on a daily basis. Probably anywhere from 3 to 6 days a week because I believe, because me and Ryan did talk early this morning when he was still home. And we had a good conversation. And I believe, if I heard him correctly, I believe that the store's closed on Sunday. I think. But anyway, like to say, happy store owner or happy boss or owner, happy employees, happy business. Because at the end of the day, it's the employees that make a business thrive and good. And if you have a good boss, you have good employees. You have good employees, you have good service. You have good service, you have a great store. And I think that's one of the main matriarch reasons on why Toy Federation is doing so well. I mean, there's a lot of places like Eternia Dreams. I know the owner. I think he's in Philly or something like that. But we see each other at a lot of Jersey shows. Real cool guy, very down to earth and very nice. And I believe he opened up a store in a mall or something like that as well. And I think he still does shows. Really cool guy. There's a couple of other shops I could mention from Jersey that I know, but they're not very forthcoming. They're not very. I mean, one thing I could say as a collector and a guy who likes going to hobby shops and shit, first impression means everything. And sometimes you go to some places and some people just have these nonchalant attitudes. Like this one spot, I'm not gonna mention the name of the shop, but fam Eric goes to. I don't like that shop. I don't like the guys there. I don't like the way they run it. Then you got Paul's Toy Room. Really, really, I mean, real small shop. He opens a couple days a week. When you come in, he welcomes you. That much I can say about him. I met him at a couple of shows, mainly at the Woodbridge Toy Show. I met him a couple of times. I was gonna bring down like some other GI Joes that I have extras of, but now since I basically took all my Transformers, mainly all of them, out of the areas they were in my GI Joe room, I can now spread my GI Joe stuff a lot more further, which is what I want because I want to kind of open up that room, especially now since we got new cable boxes and whatnot. I'll be able to comfortably walk around the room a lot better, to where I could just sit down and watch cable from there and just sit in awe because my office is right across. Sooner or later, I might have to sacrifice one of those rooms. So there's a good chance that I might just I don't know. Because my wife is like, yeah, a couple of years ago when my daughter was contemplating on leaving Harlem and coming back home, before I spent all that money on redoing both of those rooms up in the attic, we did ask her, and she decided to stay. And then a year and a half or so later, she decided to move back home. And so what me and my wife did was we gave her our room and stuff like that, because she's a young female. She needs the room privacy and shit more than we do. Because Mikey and Isaiah got space. I mean, I'm all for empty nests, but we provide too much of a great living for the kids. So, but anyway, going back to this stuff. So, today is my daughter's birthday. So now she is 28 years old. All three of my kids are thriving, doing great things, never been in trouble with the law, all educated, all have good jobs. Well, Isaiah doesn't have a job yet. I mean, he does work with me when he is working, but we're trying to get him his own job and stuff like that, especially now with college starting. He decided to stay home for 2 years and go to Essex College. And then from there, after the 2 years is up with his associates, he's going to decide what he wants to do from that vantage point. So yeah, that's basically where we are. So again, my plan was to be back up in Jersey right now as we speak around this time. Because I was hoping we can do the deal on Friday and I could be back home. Because my plan was to come down here Wednesday or Thursday, chill out with my sister, hang out there for a couple of hours with them while they're doing their videos and whatnot. And then, worst case scenario, be back in Jersey around this time, Saturday. And of course, that got deviated because, again, Ryan did make sure that we worked out a deal because he knew I wanted this stuff going fast. And I know he probably want to prep and get ready because they brought a lot of other shit. Travis was telling me yesterday some other stuff walked in. I'm not going to, spoil what he told me it was because it's not my business to say that. But it's pretty dope. Some of the stuff is, I guess, similar stuff to what I'm bringing him. I sent pictures to Ryan and everything. He said, hey, send it to this number. He works very fast. He's definitely about his money. He's definitely about business. I can't get better than that. I can never big up them enough. And yes, I know I've, harshly, I didn't say nothing real disrespectful or crazy on his show, but I did apologize to him in person when we met and I spoke to him. He understood it. I said the same thing to Travis. And I said, I kind of like, went at you guys a little bit thinking this, that, and the third. And sometimes, me being a collector gets the best of me over me being a reseller myself. Like, I'm one of those guys at the flea market that I love vendors and I love resellers. Like my boy Eddie, he can't stand it. He'll sit there all day just to sell 15 items at what he wants for it, and he'll be happy with that. Nah, me, I go there with a truckload of shit. I want everything going. And I want to give you a great bulk discounted deal because when I'm still making money, I'm the kind of like this is what I've always told you guys, and I'm extremely serious. When I really tell you guys that I make 5 to maybe 15% off of what stuff sells for, I'm really not really making a lot of money on this stuff. Hey, you guys. Nah, we do it later. Yeah. Oh, you guys, look at my beautiful sister, my youngest sister.
How y'all doing?
See that? They're probably like, we don't see the resemblance.
Yes, you do. Look at the nose.
The nose, yeah. My nose is huge.
The nose.
And it's funny because I look out of all my mother's kids, I'm the one that looked like I'm the one that looked like her and shit.
That's the nose.
That's the crazy. Look at this fucking girl. All right, get the hell out of here now. Go back upstairs. Let's see. It's my whole family. We're all fucking nuts. It's an East New York Brooklyn thing.
It's a Brooklyn thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. This girl crazy. Yeah, man.
It's always me.
Yes. Wait a minute. You bought this house before JC died, right?
Mm-hmm. I bought this house February of 2021.
But he died in April.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so you just had this house like 5-6 months before he passed. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Interesting.
And it's funny because I was just offering him to come here in an extra bedroom.
Yeah.
Because at that time I had a bedroom.
Right. Damn.
I was just offering him to come down. Like, he come stay here.
Yeah, JC would have never did it.
Why wouldn't he?
JC would have never did it. We'll talk about that because I'm doing a video, but yeah. So anyway, you guys,
I'm about to brush my teeth. I'm about to take my candy. I'm about to eat my candy. I'm about to get undressed and go to bed.
Are you going to sleep early?
I'm about to go lay down on my bed and watch TV, baby, from my bed. If you want the TV on, we can.
No. I'm doing a video. And then I'm gonna go through my G.I. Joe books to make sure that yeah, I'm good.
Still watch TV if you want to. Let me just give you the more control just in case you decide to still watch it while you're doing that, because you ain't good to both.
All right, but I probably won't be down here.
This one turns it on,
and that's for the cable.
Control. Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's not cable. It's just the TV itself. Because this right here don't do it. It failed too many times, so it don't work like it used to. And you just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I probably wind up turning it off anyway.
And then this just controls the volume, but everything else is good.
All right, cool.
Steve, put that phone gonna have to go up.
Yeah, I'll put it away. Or you want Tara to put it away just in case her friend wakes up? Oh, all right. Yeah, sorry about that, YouTubers. See, this is why I love doing me and why I love my videos and why I don't like editing. I like shit to be real and life is unpredictable. Things are unpredictable. So I like to be. I don't like doing none of that stuff. You know, I'm a very truthful, straightforward kind of person. You know, so much so that I call a spade so much that people think I'm very intrusive and shit like that. I mean, I know that I'm very controversial with my videos, and I just do videos on all types of stuff. But I like being straightforward. I like the unpredictability of things. Like, showing you guys my Isaiah, my niece, and my sister, my oldest niece. She's out, but there was some flash flooding. We almost got caught in floods when we went out to eat. So my younger niece told her sister that you should. My mom said you should stay where you are, because thank God they all got friends where they can sleep at or whatever. Like my youngest niece, well, she's my youngest niece of my sister's two kids, because my youngest nieces are Delilah, which is I think she's like 2 years old, which is my baby brother's daughter or youngest daughter, because he's got three daughters as well. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear about all that crap. Not that it's crap, but yeah, we had to reroute a lot of directions because there was like a lot of flooding here in Norfolk. Is it Norfolk? Yeah. So, and you guys can hear the rain. You can hear it. And but yeah, man. So again, this is my road to Toy Federation. So I'm gonna be talking about a lot of shit. I do have books here. I got all three of my G.I. Joe books. Just so I can sit here and this way I can sit here and just in case some of you guys are wondering why my sister looks the way she do. I'm the oldest child that my mom raised. My two older brothers, like the one that we were talking about that passed away, you got anybody watch my videos know he passed away in 2021. Not only do I talk about it a lot, it's very devastating to me because we're the three oldest out of all my mother's children, and of course we have a huge head start on all my siblings. Because it's after me, it's my sister Nicole, and I have years on her, and my sister Zona that you just saw, she's the baby, and she came up for my sister's 50th birthday celebration we did on the 2nd of July. And yeah, so in my mother's household, I'm the oldest. And then, my sister Nicole comes next. Then my baby brother Lloyd, who I just mentioned, with my youngest niece Delilah. So he's got three kids. The youngest Delilah, the middle Madison, and then the oldest is Taylor, and she just graduated high school as well. I think she got Isaiah by a couple of months. And then it's Zona. And then my two older brothers, JD and JC, those names are abbreviated because since they're twins. And JD is the one that he been home for a couple of years now doing his thing. I'm very proud to talk about him. Yes, he did do a real long stint in a facility. But you know what? We all learn from mistakes. We all have people in our families that I'm not embarrassed because he did what he had to do. And it is what it is. But anyhow, getting back to this road to Toy Federation. So I actually let me turn this off because I'm getting distracted. So yeah, man. So we gotta drive a little over 6 hours to get to South Carolina Monday. So my plan is to be in the car driving by or before 5. We do that, we'll probably get there by 1. I don't know how long the video and stuff's gonna take. No, not by 1. Wait a minute. So we drive, you figure 5, so you figure 6, 7,
11,
8,
12.
9, 10. Yeah, you're right, about 11. They open at 10, but we'll probably get there around 11 or so. But he did reach out to his guy, and his guy said he'll be there for 11, and he was shooting for Monday. Now, if I got the phone call earlier before me and Isaiah were leaving, I probably would have. Well, I probably would have been on the road tonight or tomorrow night or tomorrow midday to be here. Or I probably would just told my sister, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna drive straight there, and then I'll probably get some rest at a motel, then come here, and then whatever. I would have figured out, but it still worked out good this way because, you know, Isaiah get to spend time with his cousins. He's very excited because he likes road trips and all that stuff. And on the way driving down here, he heard a conversation with Travis, and he was like, "Nah, Dad, you should do it for Monday. You should do it for Monday."
Can I have one?
No, those are yours.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I brought both of them for you because I know you like them. So I was like, nah. I want to be back home by Sunday because my plan was to do all this stuff today, spend a couple more hours sleeping, and then, you know, say bye to my sister and my nieces. And then my plan was around tomorrow midday to be heading back up to Jersey. That was my plan. But again, you know, Ryan was way more than gracious by not only doing a deal with me, coming up with a price, and it was all like last minute stuff. And we were talking about that this morning as well because we were all prepping to get ready to get on the road. But I felt bad because I was like, you know what, the guy did work a deal out with me. He didn't have to he didn't have to make a real good offer. And he could have said, you know what, I'm busy right now. You know, I could probably do something after the show in September or whatever. He was like, you know what, don't worry about it. And because of all that, and it was everything. Everything was just meant for Monday. Because I came back up here. I went back up to my sister's room and, you know, and I slept. And I didn't wake up until 1, so after 1. So I probably closed my eyes back around 8:30, 8:45. So from 8:30ish, 8:45 to like a little after 1 is when I got up. That's how tired I was. So it was a good thing we wasn't on the road. Of course, right now I'd probably be just starting to head back up here from what's it called. But then I would have felt that void because you guys know I'm a YouTuber. Ryan's a YouTuber. He has gained a lot of popularity, and they saying stuff, and she's saying in a positive way. Because of YouTube and just word of mouth and everything. So it all worked out for the best. And then my sister and my wife said the same thing Isaiah said. They say, nah, you know, you should do it. You know what I mean? Because everybody know I like videos. I mean, and being that, you know, Ryan loves showing, you know, he loves showing what he picked up and a good deal he gave somebody and good shit he picked up. It just I felt like I'll be doing him a great service by giving him the opportunity and chance because he was gonna buy my stuff anyway. And he's like, you know what, don't worry about it. Then I was like, you know what would you really prefer? And he said, I would really prefer to do it on Monday. And I said, you know what, man, since you're doing all this for me and stuff, it's the only right thing to do. You know, I want to be on an episode of Toy Federation, and at the same time, you know, he really deserves the stuff that I'm bringing to him to be on his show because he loves it. He loves YouTube as much as I do. Except that he's a lot more graceful and humble. I'm not an arrogant or disrespectful person, but I'm not gonna even say that I'm too straightforward. I just think I have no filter, and I don't really give a pluck. Versus, I mean, I think if Ryan had the attitude I had, he probably wouldn't be in business, because all his employees would hate him, be stealing from him, and they'd be miserable. The business would be miserable. And the channel will be miserable. This is why I don't have the reviews. I mean, I've been on YouTube since the beginning of the channel starting. Oh, I told her I think her cat's in heat, even though they said that the cat is fixed. I told everybody, you know, they still get that sensation because she's been drinking a lot of water and she's meowing a lot. You know what I mean? So, but anyhow, you hear, right? I'll give you attention. Come on, Doja Cat. Where you at, Doja Cat? Meow. Yeah, I guess she don't want my attention. She said, I want you, nigga. I want these women. I don't want your ass, nigga.
Coming downstairs.
Oh, she coming?
Right here on the thing.
Meow.
Outside.
Yeah, she's like, man, forget this nigga. I don't want to have nothing to do with him. I don't know him. Me don't know him. Me don't know the guy. Tell him to hit the road, Jock. Get out of me house. Psst, 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 psst. I see you looking at me, cat. She looking, but she ain't coming down. So yeah, man. So I'm having this elongated conversation, and I just keep going off the beaten path, just because that's just me. Anybody who watch my videos know. And you're probably like, oh, all right. It's not that entertaining. It's entertaining when I'm talking about Toy Federation, but other than that, everything else I've been talking about, I'll probably have like 2 or 3 minutes of me talking about Toy Federation out of these almost 26 minutes now, and only 4 minutes of it is talk about the deal and stuff with Toy Federation. But the video is long, and I mentioned, showed you guys my son, my sister, and my niece. So I was gonna cut it like I did earlier, but I'm not. I'm just gonna run his video, and yeah. So I just want to give you guys the background on what's going on and stuff like that. And then you guys are going to see me on Toy Federation. I don't know how he's going to word it or whatever. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the plan was today, what we were going to do is figure out a way, and I was going to have Isaiah of do a video for my channel about what I sold to Toy Federation. And then I was hoping that they would try to figure out a way to do a little something or whatever. But Ryan was in awe. He didn't know what he really didn't think about it because it was like last minute stuff. And being that this happened, and basically he brought the collection from me last minute. He made offers last minute. He did everything was like, it was so sudden. And I felt bad that he was still gonna take my stuff even though it was all this sudden. And I know with when you're ditching out that kind of money. When you ditching out money, period, it doesn't matter if a person's coming from far or close. I mean, people travel just as far and even longer. They cross country just to come and deal with him and stuff like that. And I felt my wife and my son, they felt that everybody know I love YouTube, and they looked at his channel and they was like, yeah, man, fuck it, you should do it. My plan was to be back up in Jersey before the weekend, let alone the weekend, before the week came back around again. But unfortunately, that's not happening. Things happen. So I gotta drive another 6 hours to get to him. And my plan is to, because my niece that you just met, Tara, she starts school Monday. So my sister might get her sister, aka my oldest niece, to drop her off, but I think they have an appointment, and I don't think we're gonna make it back. So there's a greater chance that me and Isaiah may be coming back late, or it's 12 hours. So I may just take our clothes and stuff with us on Monday, and maybe I'll stay in a hotel or motel coming back up. Then we'll probably come back up here later on Monday, and then leave Tuesday night. I don't know. I have we haven't worked those kinks out yet, because I know she said my niece has an appointment for Monday, and I already know realistically we're not gonna make it back, because I don't know how long all this is gonna take, the editing, and how long is it gonna. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take a couple of hours that they're just gonna put in segments. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that's gonna work out, because to spend almost 7 hours on the road getting there, then just to do it coming back the same day is gonna be crazy. So there's a greater chance I may just tell my sister, yo, listen. Like I said, if she doesn't come with us, there's a greater chance we may just take our stuff with us, and we may just stay in a hotel or motel coming back up this way. And then we'll probably be back here first thing Tuesday morning, stay, and then leave on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll figure it out, because either way, it will probably be around the same time frame, because I haven't thought about that yet. And either way, we're gonna stop back here and stay for hours before heading back up. We might even stay we might stay till the next day, regardless. And then there's a good chance we might leave out here Tuesday or Wednesday to head back up north. So I don't really know how we're gonna do that. I don't have any obligations or anything like that. So I'll cross that bridge when we get there. But again, this just me, you know, penning out the stuff for the road to Toy Federation. I want to give the background of what happened, and like I said, Ryan did not have to. He didn't have to do the deal. He did. Nobody put nobody puts a gun in his head, and he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't want to do. And of course, him being successfully in business and being successful on YouTube and being successfully known in a positive world, in the world of toys and toy people and stuff like that. He is very successful because of the way he is. He's a very nice, generous, straightforward guy. Listen, this is what I can pay for, and it's good to be like that. And again, I think sometimes me being not only a flea market vendor but being a reseller, I understand where they come through. I mean, like what they mean. I meant to say, but then sometimes as a collector, that overexceeds everything else too. Because sometimes as a collector, you think stuff is worth top dollar. Like, you guys ever see like porn stars and other places where somebody's like, well, hey, I want 15,000 for this, and then they're like, all right, I'm gonna get a guy to come in and look at it. Then the guy comes in and they value at like 75,000. So now Rick is like, oh, well, you still want the whatever thousand I just mentioned? Then they laugh and say, nah, if it's worth 75,000, give me 72. And then you're looking like, why would I give you 72? How am I gonna make money? I'm not gonna be in business just to make a couple of $1,000s off of this. No, I'll give you 45,000 or whatever. This way, I can make something. And realistically, in the real world, that doesn't even pan out. And the reason why is because, you're not gonna give somebody 65, 70% of what something's going for. You would be out of business and you wouldn't make money. You have to, it's more feasible to give somebody between 25 to 40, maybe 45%, maybe 50, depending on how popular and how much you really need that stuff, knowing that, hey, I can move this because people are always asking and it's a little bit more scarce than everything else. But to give somebody 65 to 70% of something, as a business, it's suicide because, your margin gets smaller. And yeah, you can move it, but if you have an overhead in a huge store, the money is crazy. Like, you're not, you know what I mean? So it has to make sense to you. And I understand that. And I know what I got into my stuff. Like, for instance, I send them pictures of some Jack's Pacifics wrestlers in really good condition. Also, some LJNs, not in the best condition. Some Hasbro guys in good condition. And some Mattel wrestlers in really good condition as well. Some 1980 fodders, along with some 1990 stuff. Nothing to write home about. Very mediocre. I think a very few, maybe like 2 or 3 Ghostbuster figures that's mediocre, along with Beetlejuice figures, and with some very few Ghostbusters. I mean, the figures like a couple of bucks each because they have no weapons and stuff like that. I think 2 Ghostbuster vehicles. Ghostbuster Firehouse with the doors, but that's it. It has no reactor or nothing else, no sign. And we all know when it comes to the Ghostbuster Firehouse, the most important part is the sign. That's the most sought after piece because the other pieces are easier to get than the sign. The sign is the big dollar piece for that. That thing, I mean, if you have the doors and just the Firehouse with the sign, that thing jumps it up to like almost $200. You're looking at 350, 400 if it's complete, maybe even more than that. But that sign alone makes the hugest difference on a Firehouse. But anyhow, I just thought I heard somebody outside screaming. So yeah, man. So they have that stuff. Then I have some GI Joe vehicles. That I, like some vehicles that I had up in my office that you guys probably saw in that little shelf area before I put the Hot Toys and stuff up there. Now this is G1 GI Joe stuff. So all that's included, along with the mail away and club exclusive Joes and vehicles that I decided to sell. So he has pictures of all that stuff. And so you had that G.I. Joe stuff. Then you had the Transformers, which is almost virtually the whole collection I have, including the Sears cardboard base that they made. I'm giving him all that. I had a couple of extra Autobots and stuff that I had to side. I think I kept maybe 15 to 25 pieces that are just doubles and triples of what I'm giving him. I mean, either way you look at it, stuff that I kept in the house weren't in the pictures, nor does it intervene or have anything to do with the deal we made. Because the mass majority of the money that I'm getting from him is from that and the Voltron stuff. Like, for instance, Travis thought it was just the Matchbox box, Vehicle Voltron and Lionbot Voltron, and he thought I had both of them just displayed on top of the boxes. And I said, no, there's two each. There's a loose complete Voltron Lionbot as well as the car or vehicle version. And then I also have them in the boxes. And he said, oh, I didn't know that. So he got confused about that. And then I also have version 2, which is like the 3 bears or apes, whatever you want to call them. But that I didn't have the box for it. It's just that loose. And then I also have the 5 Pro Blitzway Voltron. And yeah, so that's also included in the price. And I made sure that I told them, because I think I got confused, and I said, well, the price that I'm asking, they, like the price I was asking, he went a couple thousand less, but of course it makes sense. Because he has to sit on a lot of stuff, because he has to sit on shit and he has to move stuff. And again, you're not going to get 50 to 60% of what your shit is worth. I mean, you can get that if you're selling it to another collector, but if you're selling it to a business, you'd be lucky if you get 30% of it. And the more stuff you have, and if you're like, hey, listen, I want it all gone, they have to, it has to work in their favor, or it has to be more favorable for them, because again, they're a business. I'm ditching out the money and I'm going to sit on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So again, I understand that from both standpoints, as a collector and as a reseller myself. And being that I'm both, it kind of makes it a little easier for me to deal with that. That plus the fact that he's straightforward. I had to drive 12 hours. I'm going to have to drive, obviously 12 hours. Yeah, because 13 hours, something like that. If you look at straight, going straight from Jersey to him and stuff like that. Because I'm not counting the pit stops, because it is my family. So the fact that I'm down here and, visiting my sister, my nieces and stuff like that. Isaiah spending time with his aunt and his cousins. Michelle, she was doing her weekend birthday thing, but the weather and she don't feel too good. So that kind of sucks for her, for her birthday weekend and whatnot. But, you know what I mean? And then, of course, my wife, she's home. And Mikey, he's doing his thing. So, they're at the age now where, like 10 or so years ago, everybody would have been down here. But, fortunately, people grow up. They get older. You can't force them to come. Isaiah didn't have to come neither, but he wanted to come. Michelle, again, it was her birthday week. She would have came, but it was her birthday weekend, and she already had plans with her peoples, and that plan got deviated from her falling ill and the weather. And Mikey, his girlfriend, so you know how that goes. So yeah, man. So that's basically everything. I think I covered everything I was bringing down here for the initial price. So I do have my Panache Voltron stuff, and I also have, if there's like 83 or 84 Battle Beasts, not including play sets or vehicles, but if there's about 83 to 85 or whatever Battle Beasts, I probably have about 76 or something like that of them. And the mass majority of them are complete. They're all in freaking phenomenal condition, but at least more than half of them are complete. So we're gonna be doing a trade deal on that stuff, but I'm bringing him so much more stuff as well. So again, the deal we already worked out is for some of the Mattel and Jack's Pacific's wrestlers. And again, Travis told me they do very well with wrestling. I said, yeah, it makes sense. You know, it's the South. People in the South love wrestlers and wrestling, so I kind of got that. My LJN and Hasbro wrestling stuff. Some 1980s fodder. Some 1990s fodder. Um, some of the extra GI Joe vehicles with a couple of figures, and then you had the G2 Melloway and club exclusive stuff that he saw pictures of, and there's also some boxed WWE Mattel wrestlers, as well as a couple of Black Series Star Wars figures on card or on box or whatever, as well as this 5 or 6 set McFarlane Multiverse DC set, like a box set. Kind of cool. I think it was like maybe $40 to $70, but that's included along with Chuck Norris Karate Commandos Kite. I say Kite, Kiet. I don't want nobody to call me anti-Semitic and shit. And some people don't get it right. I was gonna, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, but yeah. So you got that brand new as well. So it's all that stuff, and so everything I basically just mentioned, and the my G1 Transformer stuff is the price that we worked out. I'm pretty sure I should get a decent amount for the Battle Beast, not only because Ryan needs it, but because it's almost a whole collection of them. And again, my Panache Voltron stuff is in very good condition. I found the keys for I think 4 out of 5 of the Lionbot guys, or the Voltron 4s. I do the Voltron isn't really good. It's in really good condition with the canopies for them, and all 5 of the guys have their helmets as well. And 4 out of 5 definitely have their key. And there's extra parts and extra weapon. I can't say extra weapons, but there are weapons I believe also for them. Then I have like a couple of the Robies. I have doubles of some of them. Then I have Prince Hagar, not Prince Hagar, Witch Hagar, and Prince Lotor and King Zy. I forgot what his name is. And then I have a couple of the vehicles as well. So I think I'm missing like 2 or 3 coffins. I think they made 3 to 4 of them. Could be 5, but whatever. I think I have 1 coffin, and I have I think 2 or 3 out of 5, whatever. So I do have almost all of the Panache, and I definitely have almost all of the Battle Beasts, at least the figures. So we're gonna work out something with that, and then I also brought extra stuff for them to look at. So yeah, I want to get rid of all the extra fodder first and see where I'm at with that stuff. So I'm gonna ask Ryan if he can just break everything down in sections, so it gives me a better idea of seeing where I'm gaining and losing on this and that. So that way it's fair to me as well. I can't sit here and say, oh, well, I'm doing him a favor by bringing him everything on Monday. No, it's convenient for everybody. I'm happy with the price I was given for the other stuff. We still haven't worked out the price for the Battle Beast and Panache, and of course all the other stuff that I'm bringing him. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if somebody's willing to work with you, you have to work with them. Yes, it does inconvenience me by more hours on the road, but that's something I should have been well aware of. I wasn't concentrating on it, and on top of that, he is again, not only is he taking my stuff, but he was willing to say, you know what, all right, just bring the stuff in. I don't think he was disappointed or angry. I think it was more like, oh wow, because I know he wanted to. I see his face when he got stuff coming in, and I see how him and his people. Well, I see how Toy Federation period as a whole gets excited when they can talk about toys and when they showing stuff, and I see the faces, and I see Ryan's. You can see the excitement on his face when he got stuff coming in, and just to show it. The man loves toys. He loves toys. He loves collectibles. I mean, come on. He has a very great standing establishment, so to speak. So that's why I'm still sitting here for almost an hour talking about all this. I'm very happy and ecstatic because I really want to be on the Toy Federation. Because again, like I said, I am a YouTuber, and I know I've said it, but I didn't say who I am. On YouTube, I'm known as, obviously, if you guys are looking at this If you look at this video, you already know who I am, obviously. And again, some people may not like me by looking at a lot of my earlier videos, but I'm going to give you guys a cheat code. I am very much who I am when I'm angry or nice on YouTube. I'm not like bipolar or schizophrenic or nothing like that. I'm basically like, you catch me in my mood of, I mean, at that moment, if I'm talking about a certain subject or somebody does or say something disrespectful, one thing about me is I don't hold my punches. And I may come across as a very controversial person. I'm not a hypocrite. I call a spade. But some people may say, oh, well, that's kind of, he's like, nah. If you really sit back and listen to what I say, now, I may have said certain things that verbally piss me off that somebody's done, and you guys may misinterpret. Because sometimes, we as people, we definitely underestimate, and sometimes we say certain things we don't mean, or we mean certain things we don't say. All that. One thing about me, I call a spade. But at the same time, I am very much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will talk about certain subjects and things of that nature. You know what I mean? But, I mean well. I'm not a disrespectful person by any means. Some people may take it that way because they're like, oh, this guy came across crazy or he came across. No. You may misinterpret what I'm saying and or you may get what I'm saying. But if I'm speaking on something at that specific moment that means something and holds weight, it is what it is. Like I said, I've apologized plenty of times about my thoughts and me thinking that, and it's only because I'm like, oh, wow, it is what it is. But, he was cool with it. He's like, don't worry about it. You'd be surprised the people we get with the nonsense and stuff like that. And, we're all human. We're all human. We all have our thoughts and this, that, and the third. So it is what it is. But I'm going to end this soon because I'll be up here talking till like Sunday evening, if because I'm very ecstatic, very happy to go. I mean, I can't say meet him because I did meet Ryan and his boy Tony last year at Joe Fest of 2025, and it was basically the most humbling and one of the greatest experiences next to seeing my boy who owns Eternia Dreams, because we know each other from some of the shows in Philly and Jersey, and that's how we got to meet anyway. Then my boy Dan, who's another GI Joe guy, I've been to his house. He lives in Jersey as well. He does shows and he travels a lot as well. Really, really cool guy, man. And he's white. I just like to throw that in there because a lot of you guys think, oh, he's a racist asshole. Like I said, I'll talk about topics, and if certain things that piss me off that happens to be a specific race or group at that particular moment, I'm gonna speak on it, and I'm speaking on that. I'm speaking in generalizing that specific situation, not a whole group as one or this, that, and a third. So I definitely want people to understand that because I think some people say, oh well, because I've had people sit here and say, oh, hey, your GI Joes are white, and I'm like, yeah, well, and to that person, I was like, you know what, yeah, well, if they made more black or African or minority figures, I'll be collecting them too. And I never heard a response back to that person. I know what that person was trying to say and get at, and it was kind of screwed up to do that. But people are who they are, man. And, some people say certain things and feel a certain way because they are potentially racist and assholes. I'm not a racist. I'm not anti-Semitic, and I'm not a racist. Just because I don't agree with a lot of things Jews do and say, and I feel the way I feel politically about Israel, I'm going to speak on it. It doesn't make me anti-Semitic. It can't make me racist because, Judaism is a religion. It's not a race. But because so many of you out there say the Muslims, you guys generalize people based on their faith, not judge them based on the actions of where they hail from. So that's crazy too. But then again, we all have our own kinks and stuff. One thing I have to say about me is I'm not a hypocritical person and I'm not a racist. If a certain group or certain people piss me off, and if I see certain things, cops or whoever is doing stuff, I'm going to speak on it. If that person happens to be white or happens to have or share this occupation with a group of people that are doing things that are not right or cool, I'm going to speak on it. And maybe that makes me a little different than everybody else because a lot of people will say certain things privately, but they won't publicly say it because they don't want to be misunderstood, or they don't want to get into that, because they say, you know, the worst thing to talk about is religion and politics and religion, right? I speak on all that stuff because I'm very comfortable within my skin. And to be quite honest, I've never been the kind of person to really give a flying fuck what people think of me or how they think of me. I may try to clarify why I say what I say, like I've been doing through this whole video. And again, you're gonna source what you want to take out of something, regardless on how many times somebody clarify this and that. You're gonna have your own outcome and spill on what I say anyway, just out of biasism. That's not even a word. Just out of however you feel about me, whether it's positive or negative. You know, some of your probably saying that, I mean, this guy been talking about, he been ranting and talking about all this jibber jabber for an hour now. And what does this have to do with the road of the Toy Federation? Well, I'm on the road. Yeah, I'm at my sister's house in Virginia now, but I am on the road going to Toy Federation. And everything I'm speaking now does have some kind of, I mean, I feel like it's intricate to what I'm saying because I'm saying it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give you guys some background to me heading to Toy Federation in Greer, South Carolina. Again, I thought it was North Carolina. I was really hoping it was. And I was still thinking, even if he was an hour and a half, 2 hours away from here, I was still contemplating on just going ahead and listening to my wife and my son and just say, F it. I'll just go down Monday because that's what he really wants. And if it's going to be better for him as a business and as a person, why not? Yeah, there's a couple of more days and a couple more hours, but you know, like they say, things are meant the way it is meant. And, you know, sometimes everything happens for a reason. And if it was meant for me to say F it, so be it, then so be it. You know, like I said, I think I spoke to him and told him certain things, I think on Monday or Tuesday. And between Tuesday and Wednesday, I spoke to Travis a lot more. Whatever information and stuff he needed, I sent more pictures. And I was very happy to do so. He was very happy to acknowledge all that. And you know, Ryan had some things he had to do, and we still made it happen. And here it is. I'm here at the halfway point. I should be on my way heading back up home, but it wasn't realistic. It was the time. It wasn't realistic for him anyway for Friday because things he had to take care of personally this past week. And again, you know, he did. You know, I didn't have to get rid of shit, and I'm not really urgent. I just wanted the stuff gone, and I thought better time than now. You know what I'm saying, to get it over with before school starts and all that stuff, because you know. Can't have Isaiah out of school when he's supposed to be taking classes that we're paying for now versus him being in high school. Them days, you know what I mean, where, you know, he's got to be present at home and at school because not only we're paying for, but big boy school or grown up school, right? So I thought it'd be better just to get this out the way now. And again, I guess, you know, Ryan can take what he wants down to the shows with him in worst case scenario, or maybe he can take a lot of this stuff and maybe he's able to put a lot of this stuff out on a shelf because he takes a lot of pride in putting his stuff out. He doesn't want to put nothing out that's messed up. He doesn't want to put nothing out that is not complete. And I admire that. I think it's real brave because I would put anything out. I don't give a crap. But then again, I'm a flea market vendor. You know, I would, you know, present my stuff really nice, but I'm like, yo, listen. I put a lot of money in this shit. It's gotta go out. But you know, I think that's another reason why so many people like he puts so much pride and accuracy in what he does. And me and him had this conversation for about 35, 40 minutes on the phone this morning, probably before he even, you know, fully got out of bed. And you know, he reached back out to me. He said, "Dude, just look me up online. You can see the, you know." And I was like, "Why did I do that from the gate?" But if I did that and I realized how far he was, we probably wouldn't have done the deal. Or I probably would have prolonged it and put it off, which means I don't wind up selling stuff little by little to other people. So I'm glad my stuff's going to go to good homes. I'm glad my stuff's going to be aired. I'm glad I'm going to be aired and exposed on one of my favorite channels on YouTube, which means a lot to me because I don't have a lot of favorites. I've been on YouTube for probably for over 10 or so. I mean, I've been on YouTube since it first really started. So, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. So I think it's kind of cool that I think it's kind of cool that I am finally gonna be on an episode of Toy Federation. Cause I love Ryan and his whole crew. I'm not just saying that because he's buying my stuff from me. Me and him had this whole conversation in person when I was down there, and me, Fam Eric, and Fam Alex spoke to him and Tony directly at Joe Fest of 2025. And I said, hopefully we could do some more deals with each other. And he was like, yeah, definitely. You guys are gonna come down. And yeah. And Travis was like, well, maybe you should come down to September, or if not, to November. So I don't know. Maybe I will, depending on where it is. When I get down there Monday and I'll talk to them, I'll probably work the kinks out with Ryan, and maybe I'll just take an Amtrak. I could just always take an Amtrak, come down there just to shoot the breeze and stuff like that. Maybe I can do that. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I don't need much. I'm really trying to really wind down on my collecting. So that's really my plan. Little by little, like for the last few years now, I've been really trying to pinpoint what I really need to collect, because I could have been done with my G1 loose G.I. Joe collection, and I could have finished off all of the G1 Transformers too. But I just been buying so much of everything else lately. I see stuff from back when I was younger. I can't say as a kid, but back when I was younger, that or younger, a younger adult, that I always liked, and now I can afford to get it, and it's right there. So hey, I get it. And then other stuff like Battle Beast that I just got it just because I thought it was cool and I can make money on it, and I wound up loving them and keeping them. You know what I mean? So now I'm trying to get away from that. I do want to get more back into my Hot Toys, because I love Hot Toys. And my G1 G.I. Joe stuff, I'm so far ahead of almost getting every freaking G1 G.I. Joe. It just makes sense to keep going, because I'm not nowhere near that far off. I think I need a couple of the exclusive vehicles and the exclusive APC, the all green one with the green canopy, and Agent Jinx, and a couple of other ones like, but at least now I know I don't need Pimp Daddy Destro, because that's G2. So I don't need him. And little by little, I might clean up more of my G.I. Joe stuff. But like I told Ryan and Travis, if I do get rid of a decent amount of stuff, I can always pack the stuff up, go to FedEx or UPS and just ship stuff to them, make a deal with them, and I know I can trust them to send a check or even sell me or whatever. And I don't say things like that often, because it takes a lot to earn my trust. But when you see and know cool people, you just know. And, I had this conversation with Travis, and, they're cool people, man. Toy Federation, the reason why they're so successful is because, when you have so many people that hate on you, your success is measured by admiration and envy. Then we have so many other people that praise you. Again, what I just said. So long as you have a lot of people, as long as you have more enemies and more people trolling and hating on you, that means you're doing something right, and you're gonna prosper a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't have one without the other, and you don't need one without the other. You need both. So I think that makes things a lot more simpler and easier for everybody. But yeah, man, I'm like almost just a little under a minute and a half of still talking about my Road to Toy Federation, because this may be the last video I'm gonna do next to me being there. So they're gonna be waiting on us, and his cameraman, will be there Monday, so that'll be dope. So they'll be able to capture all this, and I'm happy that Ryan is happy, because Ryan's making me happy by being a person that's taking all my stuff, unlike a lot of these other shops and bums and stuff who act like they big shots over in Jersey and New York, and they just blow smoke up their own backside. At least with him, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I can do this and that. And I see why a lot of people want to deal with Toy Federation. I definitely recommend Toy Federation. If you guys look at all my videos, you damn sure know, hey, if that guy approved them and get them the thumbs up, they got to be doing something good. Because if there's one thing you can take from me is I'm a straight shooter. I call a spade a spade. I'm not a full of shit guy. I don't mix my words and nothing like that. So with that, I'm going to end that with a, you guys have a good one. Peace.